welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to be doing this video for you guys, and it's a get ready with me video, and I'm actually trying out for the first time the Clinique Perfecting Foundation plus Concealer. So yeah, I'm gonna get into the video, and I'm starting off by prepping my skin utilizing the coconut mist spray. It's just something really good to hydrate the skin. And then now I'm going to go in with the Magic Lumi by L'Oreal. And I usually mix this with my foundation, but I wanted to use it alone first and then use the foundation just to kind of try it out that way. So as you can see, I'm just going all over my skin to give it a little bit of a glow. And I'm using the Clinique Beyond Perfecting, and this is in the shade Cream Whip. Now this shade is a little bit darker for my skin tone, but after applying the concealer and the bronzer, I definitely did make it work for me. But I definitely love the way this foundation worked. I think the foundation has a beautiful coverage. It's for me, it's a medium coverage. It's not a full coverage, but you can definitely build it up. And I like it because it doesn't set onto my fine lines. It just gives it a flawless look, and it isn't matte as well. So definitely something that you should try. Now once I have my foundation on, I'm going to go in with a primer, and I prime both the top lid and under my eye just because I use, I'm going to be doing some eyeshadow under the eye. And then now I'm going in with the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by Mac, and this is just kind of to neutralize the eyelid so that it's kind of like a blank canvas for my eyeshadow. And don't mind me just doing some dancing. Next I'm going in with the NYX Contour Palette, and this is the Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. Now I rarely use this palette, but you're gonna see later on, I did use it for my contour and I didn't love it, but I do like it for other things. Like right now I'm using that shade just to kind of set the base of my eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with the transition shade, and it's Beaches and Cream from Makeup Geek. This shadow, I absolutely love it. I go for this eyeshadow anytime I need a transition shade, just because it's such a beautiful light color, but it works really well. You can actually build it up. So okay, and then once I have that on my eyes, I'm just gonna go in with the shade Coco Bear, also by Makeup Geek, and it's just a really pretty warm brown tone, not too dark. And that's also gonna go inside my crease, focusing more on the outer V, and then just kind of lightly dragging it in to my inner corner in a windshield wiper motion, just making sure that it's nice and blended. You don't want any harsh lines or anything like that, so just take your time to blend. And once that is on, as you can see, and I'm sorry, the camera, I'm trying to position myself so you guys can see, but basically I go in with another fluffy blending brush, and this is just to clean. This has no product, and it's just to buff out any harsh edges. And then once I have that, I'm going in with the shade Poppy, also from Makeup Geek, and it's just this pretty coral, peachy, coral, pinky color. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a really beautiful color. And that I'm gonna focus it more on right on my crease, trying not to go above Beaches and Cream, but keeping it basically where I put Coco Bear, and just concentrating the color in my crease, and then just kind of buffing it out. You gotta be patient with this. This is just a lot of blending, and you're applying a little bit at a time, and blending and blending and blending. Blending is key. I actually went back in with Coco Bear just to deepen it up a little bit more, and then with my clean fluffy brush, just cleaning that up. Now I'm going to use the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eye primer again, and this is actually the first primer that I use, so I'm going to be putting this just on my mobile eyelid, just so that when I go in with a darker shade, it adheres better to your lid. And this shade that I'm using now is the Nautica shade by Makeup Geek. And it's just this really pretty shimmery navy blue. It looks a little bit more of a royal blue here on the video, but it's actually a little bit darker. But it's a very pretty shimmer shade. And these shades are fantastic. I love Makeup Geek. They're super pigmented. They blend very nicely. And you just have so much variety of colors. So if you haven't tried Makeup Geek, give it a try. It's amazing. And here I'm just showing you the name of the eyeshadow and how the color looks on the actual pan. Then I'm going to go back in with Poppy, and I'm just kind of lightly blending the two shades together. So blending the edges of the blue and bringing more of the Poppy color intensity on my crease, and then just buffing out any edges. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the fun part. This is the color Etiquette, and it's a super shock shadow by ColourPop. Oh my god, if you guys never tried ColourPop, they are phenomenal. And they're super affordable. I think this one cost me maybe about $5 or $6. I can't remember, it's been a while. But I've used this shade so many times, and it's just, the quality is amazing. They're super affordable, and as you can see, the color payoff is phenomenal. And I do start off with the brush just because I can get a little bit more precise. I'm trying to round out the edges of my lid, not taking it too far up because I don't want it blended too high up into my crease. And then I go in with my finger and just kind of dab in to get a better color payoff. And then back in with Poppy and Coco Bear and just buffing that in, eliminating harsh edges. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my lower lash line. I'm going to go in first with the Nautica, then I'm going to, that's going to be closer to my lower lash line, and then I'm going to go in with Coco Bear, and then I'm going to go in with Poppy as well. So just kind of keeping it the same that you did on top, doing the same thing on the bottom. And then once that's done, I'm going in with my Marc Jacobs eyeliner pencil, and it's just a regular black eyeliner. I bet just because it's Marc Jacobs, I bet it has a fancy name, but right now I don't have the pencil with me. And then I'm just going to go in and fill in my eyebrows with the Ofra Universal Brow Pencil. Then I'm going in with the shade Perfection, and this is actually by Morphe, and it's a really pretty champagne shimmer shade, and it's great for the brow bone. I don't like it too heavy, so I just kind of lightly go in with a shader brush and just kind of give it a little bit of a lift. And I also actually use that same one for my inner corner, which you don't see on the video, but I use that same shade. Now I go in with my Tarteist eyeliner, I believe that's what it's called, in the shade Black. And I'm just creating a wing and just kind of elongating that wing a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, making sure just to to coat the upper lash. And I'm not going to be doing the lower lash just yet, just because I want to do some other things first. But I do the top first. Apply my falsies, and these falsies are from these are the Ardell Dummy Wispies. And I don't like to use a lot of fake, eyelashes, so I just use it every now and then. So I'm going to start off with concealing. Now that I have my eyes, I'm going to start off with concealing now my face. I did clean up any of the fallout first before I applied my concealer, but I'm going in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This stuff is super potent, super thick, so it just a little bit goes a long way. And then just to kind of help blend it out, I go in with my Age Rewind Brightening concealer on top, and this one has more of a little bit of a light pinky shade, so it's not as yellow, but it's really brightening. And I'm just lightly going over where I have my shadow, so that I kind of just clean it up a little bit so it looks a little bit more sharp. And then I have some dark areas around my mouth, around my nose, and just to lighten a little bit or highlight, I do some on my forehead. And then use the Real Techniques sponge to blend everything out. Okay, and now what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to go with my Airspun loose powder, and I'm just going to lightly go in and just bake the under eye area. And I don't bake it for a long time. I just leave it on for 1 or 2 minutes just to kind of set everything into place. And I also go in around my nose area, which is where my foundation tends to move around during the day. Then I went in with my Ofra mattifying translucent powder all over my face, and now finishing up with my lower lash mascara, using the same Better Than Sex Mascara. So yeah, and then once I have all of that done, I'm going to start with my contour. Now this is where I'm using the NYX. Oops, I had it the other way. Okay, so utilizing the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, and those are the two shades that I'm mixing, and I'm using a Morphe. This is a Morphe E55 brush, and it's kind of like a sculpting brush. This is actually the first time I've used it, so I really didn't like it all that much, and it's not the quality of the brush, it's just I didn't like that harsh line that it kind of left, and it was kind of hard to blend it out with other brushes. So you'll see me going with several different brushes and just kind of really trying to blend everything nicely. I don't know if it was just the brush or if it was just the actual powder, but it kind of came out a little bit patchy and muddy. So now I'm going to apply my Hikari Shimmer Bronze because I wanted to keep it more on the bronzy side. So I'm just bronzing my face and actually using that as a blush. If you notice, I do it in an upward motion, and it just kind of gives you the illusion of higher cheekbone. So excuse me. And then I also like to do like on my nose and around that area, just because it gives you kind of like that sun-kissed glow to it, as if you were in the sun. So now I'm going in with my Gilded Honey Laura Geller highlight, and I absolutely love this highlight. I think it's one of my favorite. Now it is a little bit too blinding for an everyday use, so I don't really use a lot of it during the day for work or anything, but for looks like this, I love using that highlight. Now I'm going to go in with going on to the lips. Now I'm using an Urban Decay 24/7, and it's actually a clear lip liner, and it's just because I couldn't find my nude one, and the one that I had was too dark, so I wanted to go in with this just to kind of help so that the lipstick doesn't spread and it keeps it on longer. And then once I did that, I went in with and I believe this is the Revlon, let me double check, Maybelline, sorry, it's a Maybelline 915 in the shade Blushing Beige, and it's a really pretty nude color, but it was a little too pale, so I went in with a Sephora Mara Collection Sephora lip gloss, and this one's a little bit more of a pinky peach shade, and it's just a slight tint, so it doesn't really change the color of your lipstick, it just gives it a little bit more of a tint to it. So as you can see, it's a little bit muddy, but hey, we're working on it. So yeah, that's the overall look. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.